Next, we need to perform the blood pressure. The blood pressure, it is increases of the blood of the arteries into the veins, or the arteries blood pressure. And it is important that the blood pressure, we need to accept that the blood pressure is important to all of us, because we need to control and maintain balance of the blood inside our body, and to know if it is a normal or abnormal range. So to our client, whose name is Queen, and she is 16 years old and living in Davao City, Philippines, and her age is her birthday. Her birthday is February 16, 2007. So, the blood pressure, we have our equipment here, the stethoscope for hearing of the pulse. Then we need also to disinfect the using of cotton or wipes with an alcohol. Then, to prevent the spreading of microorganisms. And also perform hand hygiene to avoid the spreading of organism and other outside bacteria. Next, we have our heart rate. We need our free. We need our materials. So for the pulse rate, we need our hands, our two or three hands. We don't need to use the thumb, because the thumb, it has a pulse. For the temperature, we need our digital thermometer. So it is already used, and I want to disinfect before we use it to our client. Use another wipe here. Okay. The normal temperature of our blood pressure is 120 or over 80, and the normal temperature of the temperature is 36 to 37 degrees Celsius, 37.5 degrees Celsius. And for the respiratory rate, we have for adult is 12 to 20 count per minute, CPM per minute. Okay, and for the height, we need to use our height and weight. We need our, this is also important, we need to use this in height. For this is called tape measure, to measure the height or the waist of the client, or any measurement to measure the length and width. So here it is, our sphygmomanometer. Here. And is it okay? Before we proceed to our assessment, we need to ask the permission to our client if it is okay to assess or to perform this assessment. Then, I'm Princess and I will be your student nurse per day. Is it okay to you, ma'am, to perform this assessment for the comprehensive health assessment? For the,
Sure.
okay, ma'am, please stand up and excuse me. Okay, sit down, ma'am. Are you comfortable, ma'am, for your position? Okay. Let's open our sphygmometer and put this. Make sure that the at the lower level, or it depends to a patient if where um, where location of her hands comfortable. Pull up the dress the clothes of a patient to avoid the destruction of um, taking a blood pressure. Make sure that the cuff are are good and this, the patient is comfortable with this. Then put the this for to know the how many blood pressure take the patient, and make sure you have your stethoscope because stethoscope is very important to listen and to hear the pulse inside here. Okay. We need to search the pulse here in brachial artery before we proceed the assessment of taking blood pressure. Here is her pulse. Make sure that the here is open. It's monitor. As you can see, the one who pumps oxygen here is closed. We need to close that for to up the arrow. Here is monitor. Listen what you heard inside. Systolic and diastolic. I forgot it open. I forgot to open this. Okay. We need to take the blood pressure. So okay. Dito ka kay para mag-video me. Awa ka. Ka kay nag-video me. Ayun, sige, stop. Okay. The client's blood pressure is 120/80. So, ma'am, your blood pressure is normal because the systolic and the systolic is 120/80. Thank you, ma'am. So, we need to disinfect this because there is a tiny microorganism that spread here in our equipment, so we need to disinfect. Then after that, need to perform a hand hygiene, avoid and prevent from the spread of microorganisms. So next is the heart rate. So we already know what the blood pressure, the heart rate of our client. So the heart, so 120/80. For the heart rate and pulse rate of our patient is, we need to, ma'am, we need to participate for this, ma'am, and make sure that the hands of our patient is at the lower level. Make sure you have your watch to count beat per minute, our the pulse rate and the heart rate. Okay, ma'am. So your your pulse rate is range about 60 to 100. So 60 to 100, 60 to 100 per minute of pulse rate is normal. So, ma'am, your pulse rate is normal and your heart rate is normal. To temperature. And we need the equipment, which is we need to use the digital thermometer. It is to measure the temperature of our client, which is the normal range of the temperature of the client is 36 to 37.5 degrees Celsius. And this is already disinfect by using of an alcohol with or cotton with an alcohol or cotton. Okay, ma'am, I'm Princess. I'm your student nurse today. Is it okay to get your temperature here in Salieri? Is it okay, ma'am?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, so the patient is agree with our assessment for today. So pull up the clothes of our patient. Then make sure the patient is comfortable by doing this, and put inside this digital thermometer here, and wait for the digital thermometer to make sound by beeping of this this sound. Make sure that is it clear. On in, make sure you before you put inside, you must wait the temperature increase 33.7. Proceed. 0 here. Wait for the temperature to be okay. Thank you. So the patient's temperature is 36.7 degrees Celsius, which means this is a normal range of by taking a temperature. Okay. You need to disinfect by using of clothes, using of cotton or wipes. Okay. Also perform hand hygiene after this to make sure to prevent the spread of microorganism in our hands, because as you can see, for performing this assessment. Next is normal. You need to document. This is very important. But for during assessment, during performing this by blood pressure, temperature, and others, we need to document, because documentation is a very important rule for us in nursing to identify and to check the information of how range and is it a person, is it a client's assessment is normal or not. So suppose it is 60 to 100. So next temperature 36.7. So next we just proceed to respiratory rate. We're taking a respiratory rate. This is very important. The rationale is very important to us to know the respiration of the client, which is the normal range is 12 to 20 cpm. So put your hands, the palm here at the abdomen of the patient, and feel the inhale and exhale up and down of the patient's breathing. So don't forget, use your watch to count how many minutes beats per how many respirations of taking patients. But ma'am, I'm Princess, I'm your student nurse, and I want you to inhale and exhale, and then I feel and and I want to palpate here and feel her breathing, ma'am. Is it okay to you? Okay. Okay, that's it. Thank you, ma'am, for participating. And your respiratory rate is normal, which range about 12 to 20 cpm. So next proceed to height. Okay. We have uh our we have our tape measure. Tape measure is to measure the height or the waist of or any client that we need to measure. So, ma'am, Please stand up, and I want you to up. I want you to cooperate this assessment. Is it okay to you, ma'am? Okay, very good. So we start with one here. We don't have um we don't have other equipment to measure, but this the only way to take to get the height of our patient. So the height of our patient is 150. So 150 is the height. So for the weight, we don't have a weight for measurement of the patient. So let us ask the patient if what is her weight in the previous or in the present weight. What's your weight? 36. Okay, for calculating the BMI, we need to calculate the BMI. So next is the general survey. So the general survey is um how the client is, how's the feeling of the client of our client, is it have a other conditions, her current lifestyle, their history present, and the history present, what the her history, her present history status, the past history, health history, well, none, and current lifestyle. Do you have a you do you do you use alcoholic and other smoking activities?
Nothing.
Okay, no, okay.
No.
Good. For her social status is a little bit okay. She's okay, and her problem is about headache. For family history, nothing. So next, for the integumentary is a part of the skin here in our body, which is the thickest and is visible to see to mostly for the person who have a problem or condition for the skin. So for the skin, we need to assess the skin color. As you can see, the client is okay, but we need to check if if she is okay or not. We need to have a proof if it is okay or not.